I'm backing up my truck, I'm gonna hook it up, loading up my boat with all my gear. I've been working hard all week, trying to make ends meet, spending time wishing I was fishing. Whoa, Terry Wickstrom wants to take you fishing. Gather up your gear and come along. Whoa, Terry Wickstrom wants to take you fishing.
This is Terry Wickstrom. Join Karen Cullum, Greg Claggio, and me as we take you to some of our favorite fishing spots from Colorado to Minnesota, the Arctic Circle to Central America and beyond. As we revisit episodes of Mountain States Fishing and Angling Adventures Television on the best of fishing with Terry Wickstrom.
Today we're at Circle H Lodge on the shores of Lake Granby. And we're going to take you out and do a little ice fishing for lake trout. Joining me today are some of the better ice fishermen that fish this lake, and they frequent it quite a bit. We've got Brian Was, Charlie Black, both who have fished in the tournaments up here. In fact, you both placed fifth at one time or another, and out of over 2,000 in one tournament and 800 in another. And Paul Navarre. Typically, when we ice fish out here, we can expect to catch a lot of fish in that 14 to 22 inch range kind of thing, that type thing. But there's always a chance we're going to get one just like this. So you join us out on the ice. We're going to show you a little bit about how to ice fish Lake Granby and hopefully show you some of the fish.
There's another little one.
You got another little one?
Oh, he's nicer though, Terry. You might go 20 inches or maybe a big 16. Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh, here we go, a little better one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's about a 14.
A nice solid one.
Oh, nice. These are the kind, you know, people come up here and you can catch just numbers of these, but these are just great eating, these small ones.
These are great fish, and what we're trying to do on Lake Granby too is even put back the 24 to 25 to 26 inch bracket fish. Catch them, take a picture of them. We want those to enter the slot so they'll get big. There's a lot of these type, but there's not a whole lot of those 2-footers.
Yeah, and these are better eating anyway.
I think
so.
so.
And you get 4 of these and you got a heck of a meal.
Yeah. What I like to use out here on Lake Granby for lake trout through the ice is an active rod and a passive rod. The active rod is a spoon which I jig up and down off the bottom and then sometimes let lay on the bottom, and that imitates a dying bait fish, and that's very good for big fish when they're very aggressive in the morning. If I see fish come in and look at the spoon but kind of move away and are kind of shy from it, or maybe not big enough to take it, I'll go to the passive lure. And this is a tube jig, 3 inches long. It's got a 1/2 ounce jig head and a little piece of sucker meat. You don't want to overbait the lure, you just want to give them a little bit of taste and smell. And what I do then is I lower it down to the bottom and pound it on the bottom to send out some vibrations. And then I lift it up a little bit and just twitch it a little bit. And if I see a fish come in that's kind of toying with it, I'll maybe raise it up 3 feet and then drop it back down and just toy it a little bit in front of the fish. So that's how I handle those fish.
These are decent fish. Here we go.
This is the gets it?
Yeah. Now, are you gonna close your mouth on these, huh? Maybe let me get this out. You got a pair of pliers.
Yeah.
Nice fish. Nice Granby lake trout.
About 20, 21 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 22-inch fish. There you go.
That same little jig.
On the row again.
Yeah.
Well, these are nice. I mean, this you can catch fish like this if you get up here and give it a try. It's really fun, and it's just 2 hours out of Denver, and what a great way to spend a day. Sunshine, good friends, good fish, and good times. We'll get him back in the water and we'll get some more.
Getting bigger.
Oh yeah.
Well, almost bigger.
Yeah. Nice eating size fish though.
These are great.
He tore up your jig head a little
Yeah, I
bit.
know, but it's worth it.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, these are small lake trout, but they're still bigger than the average trout that the guys catch ice fishing everywhere else.
Or even out of the rivers.
Yeah. So you come up here and you get a chance, you catch 14 to 24-inch fish on a regular basis, just have a good time. At least you do. If I stay here long enough today, I might too.
I have a good time.
Yeah. I tell you what a beautiful day. You got your jacket off, I took my sweatshirt off, the
I
sun
got
is
my
shining.
sleeves up.
You know, ice fishing doesn't always have to be a cold, uncomfortable sport. Well, with these shelters and the clothes you got, it's not uncomfortable even when it is cold, but when you can hit a beautiful day like this, I mean, actually I wish it was a little cloudier. The fishing would be probably a little better, but bluebird skies, I mean, the sun feels great. It's just tremendous. Of course, you live up here.
And that's nice.
How long you been up here now?
Well, this is going on our 7th year at the lodge.
Well, you used to work for a large corporation
Did for 20 years.
and kind of decided you wanted to change your lifestyle.
Well, no suits and no ties. And I can fish every day if I want to, especially in the spring and the winter and the fall. It gets very busy in the summertime. Show people a lot of things to do, and not everybody comes up to ice fish. They can snowmobile, they can cross-country ski. We're only 8 miles from Silver Creek and about 25 miles from Winter Park.
Hunting.
Hunting in the fall. I do a lot of bow hunting myself, and but I'm pretty well, you know, one-on-one with me and the animals. But it's a great place to live, and it's a nice place for people to come up from Denver. They're only 2 hours away, you know that, Terry.
Well, I know. I've come up many times, and I enjoy sharing the time with you. You and I have had several fishing trips together now, and just been good times. And
It has.
I mean, what a beautiful place to come up. And like I said, it's 2 hours out of Denver. I mean, if anybody who's watched my show on a regular basis, they see this scenery looking across the lake at the mountains. And the
That's
open of
impressive.
my show was filmed right off the patio of your lodge.
That's right. That's right. We had a good time last spring.
Yeah, and it was just tremendous. So,
Mhm.
well, I enjoy. I'm glad you joined us today, and hopefully
Well, thank you.
we got some fish, and hopefully we'll get a few more and we'll have a good time. Well, one of the guys fishing with me today is Charlie Black. It's a pleasure to get to know you, Charlie. We've
Yeah.
met a few times. We never fished together before. And
Thanks for the invite.
well, you kind of invited me. You know, Charlie called and said, "We've been catching lake trout all winter up at Granby. If you want to do a show, let me know." And well, we've caught quite a few today.
Yeah, we've done pretty well.
You fish this lake quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I try to get up here at least a dozen times over the season.
How has this year been? Pretty good overall?
Yeah, it has. We've caught quite a few slot fish this year, and another guy that fishes with me took 5th in that last contest, so we've done pretty well.
You know, if people are watching, when would you say are the best times of the year to come up here and fish?
Oh, I'd say right at first ice, and then like this time of year
In March?
in March.
Yeah, so it's
is,
beginning of the year and then towards the end of the year again.
Yeah,
Kind of slows down a little bit in the middle, it gets a little tougher.
yeah. It's been a real good year because there hasn't been a lot of slush up here this year. You know,
Yeah.
if you've been fishing up here, how bad the slush can get.
So you're talking about for getting around, it's the best time of the year. What about for catching the fish? Is that the best time of the year too?
It is, it really is. Oh, there's one right there,
All
Terry.
right. Any size to them?
No, he's another one of those like we've been catching.
Well, they're nice eaters. Nice,
They
they're
are.
just nice fish, you know that?
They are.
We get spoiled, you know, catch some 30, 40-inch fish out here,
Yeah.
and then you get a few of these, and you come up and catch, well, we've caught 20 or 30 of these today already, and
Yeah.
it's just been a blast. Here he comes. can do here. Pulling any drag?
Nope.
Just a good eater size lake
Yeah,
trout.
he is.
And you know those smaller ones are the perfect size to eat because they don't have as fat. When they get big, they actually.
There he is, right there. There we go.
Oh yeah. Nice Granby lake trout. Not as big as some of the others we've caught, but you know if you wanted to come up, you can keep 4. Well, he's hooked good.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get it out. There we go. Get him back in. There he goes.
There he is.
Well, that's a little nicer one.
Yep. Lively, aren't they, Terry?
Oh, I tell you what. Well, that's a fat one.
Yeah, yeah, here. Just grab the head. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Granby lake trout.
I'm going to keep this one for dinner.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is perfect eating
Yes.
size. You get some nice. Do you flay them or just cut them open?
I fillet them and put them in tin foil and vegetables and put them in the oven for a half hour at 400 degrees. And you got steamed trout with a variety of vegetables with carrots and onions and tomatoes is very important because that's where the moisture comes from.
That's great. I like to.
So-
I bread them a little bit and fry them. Of course,
Okay.
the grease doesn't do any good for me watching my weight, but boy, they taste good. Yeah, that's perfect eating size.
Right.
If you,
That's right.
that's a nice fat one. I'm gonna
Yep.
let you keep that one, and I'm
Yep.
gonna go see if I can get one of my own.
Yeah, I'm just going to bury him in the ice because you don't. One nice thing about the wintertime, you don't have to buy bagged ice.
That's exactly right.
A little ice fishing joke. There we go. I'm going to take him home and eat him.
Another one of the fishermen with us today is Brian Was. Brian, it's a pleasure to be fishing with you today, and nice. The first time you and I have met, you in conversations, you said you fished this lake quite a bit.
Yeah, I do. There's probably come up 15, 20 times during the ice season.
And is this your favorite ice fishing trip, or?
Oh yeah,
It's-
definitely.
I love fishing for the lake trout. It's really good.
To me, they're the most challenging fish to try to catch.
And there's always the chance for that big fish. And it's
Oh,
really good.
definitely.
But you did really well during the recent contest up here at Granby, and they include all 3 lakes. Is that right?
Right.
Granby, Shadow Mountain, and Grand Lake. They have a couple ice fishing contests, and actually they're pretty well attended, and they have some pretty nice prizes and things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many people do they estimate were at those contests?
The contest last weekend, they figured there was about 850 entries,
And you finished in?
and I finished in 5th place.
Well, that's pretty good at 800 and some.
Yeah,
Well, how big a fish did you have to get to?
It was a 25.5 inch, and it weighed 5.8 pounds.
That's a nice fish. What's the biggest fish you've caught up here?
My biggest one so far has been a 33 incher.
So it was in the
Nice.
slot.
Yeah, it was in the slot. So
Fun to catch though.
Oh yeah.
Those are
Oh,
nice
yeah.
fish.
Yeah, he took about 20, 30 minutes to get on the ice.
That's fun. If if you live in Denver and you want to really have a good time ice fishing, this is a 2-hour drive.
Mhm.
And I mean, you're not always going to get the weather we got today. This has been phenomenal.
Yeah,
But-
I've been up here with cold days, but
But you get a lot of nice weather like
yeah,
this.
most of the days fishing are spent just like this.
Yeah, it's nice. It's sunny. It's not nearly as cold as you think, and the fishing can be phenomenal. Now I think one of the keys, we caught a lot of fish today.
Yeah.
We probably caught 20 or 30 fish, or at least you guys did. This has been one of my poorest days out here. These guys have really made me look bad today, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But one of the keys, I think, was we moved a lot. We were
Yeah.
mobile. I think a couple of the keys are using sonar to locate both your depth and the fish, and moving until you find fish and working them.
Yep.
I think those are some of the most important things in ice fishing. What types of presentations and lures have you had the best luck with up here?
The best luck I've had on a green gravedigger.
That's a little jig type lure with a little
Yeah, it's
tentacles on it.
A lead-headed jig with a rubber tail and what they call wings on it.
Okay.
And I drop it to the bottom and basically just pound it on the bottom a few times and raise it up slow. And usually when there's fish in the area, one will hammer it. And
Now, do you normally tip those with bait?
yeah, with either sucker meat or spawn.
Spawn? And you treat the spawn like Charlie does? Is that what you guys do the
Yeah.
same way?
Mhm.
Now, how do you treat that?
We'd set it out to dry for about 12 to 24 hours and then roll it in borax
Okay.
and then freeze it.
Seems to work really good. I know it stays. I was surprised how well it stays on the hook. It's really good. Let's get back and see if we can get a couple more before we call it a day.
Sounds good.
It's a little better fish here. fish there.
All right.
He's no real big fish, but he's...
He's giving you a little fight.
Yeah.
Decent fish. Thumping a little bit.
Yeah, shaking his head a little bit.
It's about the best thumper we've had today.
Yeah, there he popped to see his air come out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A little better fish.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Sometimes that works real well. You downsize your baits a little bit and go to the eggs. Sometimes you'll pick up a few more of these fish.
That's a nice Granby lake trout. In fact, after we get him back in the water, we might want to show everybody just exactly what you're using.
Sure.
Well, that's a nice fish. What's it? 22 maybe?
Yeah, it's 20 or 22.
Yeah, it's a nice, healthy. Now this is still a keeper size fish, but I tell you, it was just nice. We're gonna let this one go, I think.
Yeah.
And what a great, well, there we go. Come up here and enjoy this. I mean, this is so much fun. You can have such a good time. You can catch fish like this, and you're 2 hours out of Denver, and it's not that hard to do. You don't need a lot of expensive equipment, and it's just really a good time. Let's get this one back in the water. There he goes. Good job.
Thanks.
We know that last fish was a nice fish. You know, I'm fishing with tube jigs and spoons, and Paul was using a lot of spoons and tubes and catching quite a few fish, but you use a little different lure. Why don't you, it's called a demon. It's a little jig with a tail on it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it and show us how you rig it?
It's just a little glow-in-the-dark teardrop jig with a little grub on the bottom. I just like to downsize the baits a little bit. You catch a few fish, and if you watch your electronics, the fish will kind of tell you what their mood is. And when they start laying on the bottom with anything, if you downsize, a lot of times you'll pick up a couple more fish.
Yeah, and then you put roe sack on this?
I don't use roe sack. I treat the eggs with borax. And about any book you get, especially steelhead books, will tell you how.
And then how do you hook
that.
them on? You just take some of that and...
Yeah, then you just take a little piece of it and just hook it on the bottom of your... Try to get enough on there to cover that hook. And that's about it.
Oh, you put a big glob like that on there.
Yeah, just enough to cover the hook. It seems like works a little bit better. And I've caught a lot of fish in the slot and some fish over the slot on this little bait. So
that's great. Well, I'm going to give this a try since you guys are kicking my butt here.
Yeah.
I get out and see if I can do something. Well, good job.
Thanks.
All right, let's try to get some more. Well, guys, we had a good day.
It was fun. Good day.
Yeah, it was just. You guys caught a lot of fish. Well, we had a really great day out there fishing today. Even though these guys made me look bad today, they caught a lot of fish today. And we didn't get a big fish today, but boy, we got numbers of fish.
How many do you think we caught today?
25, 30 at least.
25, 30.
And we must have had close to 20 by lunchtime.
Yeah.
And then we just putzed around. It was really a good time. Paul, I want to thank you for having us at the lodge here. Brian and Charlie, I want to thank you for joining me. It was really a pleasure fishing with both of you. I hope you folks had a good time joining us on Lake Granby ice fishing.